Good morning, lovely Desert Ridge Academy students. We are here to continue our lesson on measures of variation. Today is all about the outlier. So when we're doing this particular lesson, so our outlier. When we're doing this particular lesson today, you're going to think of basically, back in the day when you're playing games. Well, it's not really back in the day for you. It was back in the day for me. Once upon a time, long time ago, I was a camp counselor, and I used to always, we would play a bunch of games. One of my favorite was group hide and go seek. It was so much fun running around the park, trying not to get tagged. Now, like with any big group, you always have people who are grouped together. Some are a little bit farther away. And then there's always that one person who's super far away from the group. Like, just, where's Johnny? That's what you're always saying. Like, where's little Johnny? Can't find him. And then, oh, there you see him. Well, today's lesson is all dedicated to you, little Johnny. It's about finding the outlier in a set of data. It's that number that's way far away from all the other numbers. We're going to build off of what we've done before, and to be able to find our outlier, we need the IQR, which we've already found. So good for us. All right, looking at example A again, it was the number of votes received for student government president. We found the range by subtracting. We found the median after we've listed our numbers in order and found the middle number. We found our lower quartile, so quartile 1, by taking the bottom half and finding its middle. We found the upper half. We took that to find our upper quartile. That one also, we looked at the numbers and found the middle one. And then from there, through subtraction, we found our IQR. So we're going to use our IQR to see, is there any number in this set that's super far away from all the other ones? Now, right now I'm looking at 2, and it looks like, hey, 2 is pretty far away from the other ones because the rest are like 10 all the way up to 20. But for it to actually be considered an outlier, it has to be more than 1 5/10 away from the median. So it has to be more than 1 5/10 away from, it's not the median, from the lower quartile or the upper quartile. So let's go through that. So to look for our outlier, we first have to take our interquartile range, which for this one is 6. We're going to take 6, and it gets multiplied with 1.5. That's our magic number, 1.5. So you are either going to do it in your head or use a calculator, because we've got a lot of steps, so we don't want to worry about just the computation. So we take 6 multiplied by 1.5, and we get 9. So we're looking for any number that is more than 9 units away from quartile 1 or quartile 3. So to start, let's look at quartile 3. Our number for quartile 3 was 18. So we take 18, and we're looking for a number that's much bigger. Is there any number much bigger than that? So if we add 9 to it, so our outlier magic number here, 18 plus 9 gives us 27. So we're looking for, do we have a number? Is there any number in our set that is more than 27, that's larger than 27? If there is, then that would be our outlier. So we look at our numbers, and nope, that answer would be a no. So we don't have an outlier on this end. Then we're going to go to quartile 1 and do the same thing. Quartile 1, we have 12, but because it's on our smaller side, we're going to subtract our magic number from it. 12 minus 9 is 3. So basically, we're going to do the same thing. We're looking for, is there any number that is less than less than 3. So do we have any number in our set that's less than 3? And oh dear goodness, you can't see this. Let me zoom out. Didn't do so good. All right. Is there any number that's less than 3 here? We have 2. 2 over here is less than 3. So 2 is our outlier. So 2 is the outlier. Where is my whiteout? Oh, it's gone. So this part's going to be messy. My apologies. 2 is the outlier for this set of data. And that's it. It is that simple. All right, we've got 2 more examples to practice with. So let's do that. All right, example B. Example B, we were looking at miles driven to see the space shuttle launch. All right, again, we found our range already, our median, quartile 1, quartile 3, and our IQR. Again, the IQR is the one we need to figure out what is going to be that magic number that's going to help us identify who is on the outside, so our outliers. All right, so we take our interquartile range 11, and we're going to multiply it by the magic number 1.5. Again, this is a perfect time to use a calculator, and 1.5 times 11 brings us to 16 and 5/10. All right, so 16 and 5/10 is a number we're going to add and subtract to see if we have any numbers that are way far off, away from everyone else. So looking at quartile 3, that number was 30. So we're going to do 30 plus, because it's on the upper end, we're going to add to it. 30 plus 16 and 5/10 brings us to 46 and 5/10. So do we have any number? So we're looking for a number that would be greater than 46 and 5/10. Do we have one of those in our set? And we do. It would be 51. So we have an outlier here, 51. Next, we're going to look for quartile. So yes, it would be 51. Let me write that down. Now we're going to look at quartile 1. Looking at our interquartile range. So quartile 1, which is 19. And we're going to subtract from it. So 19 minus 16 and 5/10. All right. When we subtract, we get 2 and 5/10. Yep. And then we're looking for, in this case, do we have a number that is smaller than that? Is there a number that's smaller than that in our set? That would be a no here. So our outlier, the only one we have, would be 51. And you can't see that, but there we go. The outlier is 51. Now you may be asking, is it possible to not have an outlier? And it is. There is. All right, and our final one. Example C. If you want to try this on your own, go ahead and pause it and then come back and see how you did. All right, let's try this. So we already found our range, it's 30. We have our median as 91. Our quartile 1 is 88. Quartile 3 in this case is 92 and 5/10. And then we have our interquartile range, 4 and 5/10. All right, so we're looking for if there are any outliers. So looking for any outliers. Here we go. Taking our IQR, that's the one we need. So it's 4 and 5/10. We're going to multiply that by lucky number 1 and 5/10. And we get 6 and 75 hundredths. So that's the number we're going to add and subtract to our quartile. So quartile, I wanted to do 3. Let's do quartile 3. Quartile 3, we would take 92 and 5/10. We're going to add to that 6 and 75 hundredths, and we get 99 and 25 hundredths. All right, so we're looking for, is there a number that is greater than that in our set? Looking through, biggest number is 95, so that would be a no. So no outlier there. Going to quartile 1. So we have, for that is 88, and that's on the lower end, so we're going to subtract 6 and 75 hundredths. We get 81 and 25 hundredths. So this time we're going to look for a number that is less than that. Do we have any number smaller than 81 and 25 hundredths? Yes, we do. 65 here. So we do have an outlier. The outlier is 65. All right. And that is how we find the outlier in a set of data. All right, have a good day.